Hello and welcome to the 2017 Daytona 24-hour race. It's the 9th annual running of the 24-hour race. We have 41 teams here, 23 DMAX teams and 18 Sodi teams. 219 drivers are here in total to battle it out for the 2017 Daytona 24-hour title. Now, practice has just finished. You can see the karts are coming in to pit lane. They've just had 2 hours of practice, and leading was Charlotte Angels. They were the quickest team. Team Applewood were second, and off-piste were the third team of the DMAXs. And in the Sodi class, it was Team Want to Race who were the quickest. So very close so far. 2 hours of practice. Next up, it's going to be qualifying. We're going to split the DMAX and the Sodis. They're going to have 10 minutes each. But before that, let's go and meet some of the teams. The third in practice, looking positive so far. Is this your first time doing a 24-hour race?
I've done a 24-hour race before, but I've never driven. I've driven a DMAX once before. I've been here once before as well, so it's still learning at the moment. But yeah, should be good fun today.
Chris, who are you racing with?
Charlotte's Angels.
You were just quickest?
One of the Angels. We were, but there was a bit of gamesmanship. We took all the lead off.
So basically there's Charlotte and 4 Angels, and Angel, he's an absolute angel. Look at that face.
Angel number one, yeah. I'm not sure my mum would agree.
We're going to go and speak to Young Guns Racing. We'll see if we can get, they are just trying to weigh at the moment. We'll see if we can get Harrison. Yep. Tell us what's going on here. New weighbridge installed this week.
Yeah, at the minute we're just sorting out all our weights, so I've just been done. I'm exactly on 85, which is what we need to be. Cameron's sorted, and we're just doing Dean and Levi right now. So once that's sorted, we should be good for the race, yeah.
And how did practice go?
Practice was pretty good. I think we're in first for most of it, and second we sort of switched in and out. I think we went down to third at one point, but yeah, we're looking good in practice.
So where were you in the end? Was it second or fourth?
Second, I'm not sure. I think we were around second, fourth, so we're around, near the top.
So Martin, what's happening here? We're weighing seats, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
We're a full tank of fuel for qualifying, and it's just about the cart being 204 kilos. So for qualifying, we've got a full tank of fuel that'll be at 7 kilos. If we can take the seat out, effectively we can run 5 kilos lighter. We're still coming overweight, but we've been much faster.
All I will say is it sounds like a lot of preparation needs to go in. I saw you walking around with the clipboard. What we got on there? Just plenty of notes for all the guys, lots of weights on there and stuff.
Just makes me feel important.
Talk us through the team. Who we got in there?
Usual team. So we've got Owen Gemman, and then we've got Andy O'Neill and Jack O'Neill and Ed White, which is our usual lineup of 4 drivers that we do in the 24-hour races. So this will be the same that we'll use at Le Mans. We used at Le Mans the last couple of years, and any other events we do.
You're experienced at 24-hour racing then?
Not as much as other racing. I mean, but we do like to do. The last 2 or 3 years we started doing some 24 hours because we've got the driver lineup to do it, and we all enjoy it. So it's good fun.
So a driver's putting a lot of effort to look the part for the Daytona 24-hour race. Some drivers have even gone out and got sponsorships to get brand new suits, but one driver who definitely hasn't done that is the man in pink, Jake Butler. You've got the wrong suit.
Definitely not. It's light, it's comfortable, it's breathable, and it's pink.
Where did the inspiration come from, can I ask?
It's actually my indoor suit, and I thought I'm going to need a lighter suit for a 24-hour race, so why not?
And so people can see you. If you spin in night time,
I'll be glowing up there. That's the idea.
Do you reckon it's going to put people off?
I hope so. I hope to offend.
Yeah? Well, yeah. Bar not having your name on, you look like a jockey.
I can arrange it.
You genuinely do. You look like you're about to jump on a racehorse. Best of luck. Jake Butler. This is half the team. Tell us the full lineup. Tom Exaltovich, Bobby Trunley, who else?
Myself, Bobby, it's Chris Hackwood and our captain Alex Pritchard. We're all ready to race. Qualifying starts soon, and yeah, we should be fine. There's plenty of competitive teams this time, so it's going to be a great fight, and I can't wait for it really.
And this is a nice setup. Look at this, Ben. Come round. We got. I mean, that's an electric heater. This, look, that is a nice chunk. I'm going to try this out. Let's have a look at this. All right, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. You just stick your feet up like this and watch the racing. That is a perfect view of the last corner. And on that note, we're going to go into qualifying.
We're just into the 10 minutes qualifying session now for the Sodi category, and already first qualifying lap is in, and it's Team Want to Race on a 1:10.5, which is the quickest time out there. Monday Nights are there in second position, Team Fake Taxi in third, ahead of the 4 Bolts and a Nut. The Rugby Kart Clubs, number 2 ahead of number 1, by the way, in 5th and 6th position. Then we have KDS Racing. Well, it was that way, but hashtag 8 Wise Men have now moved up to second position there, ahead of the Monday Nights.
It's a very close qualifying session, isn't it? Especially the top 6 covered by 0.4 of a second. And Rugby Kart Club 2 not far behind either. We've got 11 karts within a second of each other.
Well, the top 3 karts don't even have a 10th between them at the moment.
Yeah,
this is absolutely incredible. This is a very friendly motor racing event where team names, as long as they're not completely outrageously filthy, they are just about acceptable. So there we are. But yeah, there's a couple of teams in there, a little bit suspicious, as we know. Norfolk and Chance, particularly. Fake Taxi, extremely so. Team Want to Race are currently at the top on a 109.753. We go into the final 30 seconds of the session as the Sodi drivers try to improve upon their best. Team Want to Race still leading from Tyler's Tortoise and Fake Taxi, with 8 Wise Men in 4th.
Want to Race just coming up towards the last corner. Let's see if they can improve this lap through the last corner. They go through the left-hander up towards the line. KDS Racing have gone third. KDS Racing with a 109.887. The number 12 goes third, and Team Want to Race goes even quicker. Extends their lead to over 0.2 of a second now. So CALLUM CRIPPS heading through turn 4. It's just on a 109.635.
Checkered flag for the end of qualifying session, I do believe now, because that is the 10-minute qualifying session done and dusted. Don't see anybody else making any major changes, so it looks as though it's going to be Team Want to Race who get the pole position, from Tyler's Tortoise in second, KDS Racing in third, from Fake Taxi, 8 Wise Men, Rugby Kart Club, Monday Nights, Advanced Racing, Rugby Kart Club 2, Sadakar Racing, the Apex Dodgers, 4 Bolts and a Nut, the Elementals, Force Windia, Hungary MSC, Team JTech Carvel, Going, Gone, and at the back, Norfolk and Chance. So there's your 18 karts in there, and very close indeed, 3 seconds covering the whole field. So we're heading out for our 10 minutes qualifying then in the DMAX category. It's going to be really tough to know who's going to get the pole position in this class. So many different drivers in the faster karts, of course, and they will be very, very closely matched. And I have a feeling that pole position could literally be by, you know, anywhere between 1,000th and 1/10 of a second. It's going to be that close.
For Charlotte's Angels and Young Guns Racing now go to third place, and Team Applewood go to pole. So Chris Hackworth driving for Team Applewood does a 105.476.
Wow, that's an amazing lap from Chris Hackworth, a 105.4.
And Stephen Eagle Toyota, that was O'Shaughnessy. He's taken it to second. So only, well, less than half a tenth off of pole position there, Max O'Shaughnessy. He's just been catching a few karts ahead, and he's gone to second place. He's put his team on the front row of the grid, and I imagine there'll be some drivers down there cheering him on big style. Titan Motorsport third, Aldi Sport Team Yoast are 4th place. Up towards the
Guaranteed top 6. Let's see how he goes. Yes, no, 4th.
4th place. And Hackworth goes to pole.
Hackworth's done a 105.3. That's amazing pace, considering we've only got 3 minutes to go here, and he's done a 105.338. So the checkered flag waves, and let's see, are we going to get any final changes to the times? So, well, Titan Motorsport go third, right at the bitter end, a 105.685 there from Titan Motorsport, puts them in the top 3. Any more changes? Yes, off-piste. They've gone up to 7th.
Yep, they have, but we're still waiting. Oh, and look,
Young
up
Guns
to 4th
third.
place. Young Guns go to 3rd, so they demote Titan
Team
Motorsport
Applewood have just done a 105.077 to finish off their qualifying time. Well, there's only one team now, surely, that can beat them, and that's Stephen Eagle, and they go best of their time, but not good enough for pole, so it's going to be Applewood that start from pole position on a 105.077 to Stephen Eagle Toyota on a 105.265.
Young Guns Racing them 105.585 for them. Titan Motorsport will be on the outside of row 2. They did a 105.685. Clive Empson Auctioneers did a 105.703. Audi Sport Team Yoast 6th. They did a 105.711. Off-piste went quickest on their last lap to jump onto the inside of row 4. They did a 106.059. Bulldog Power Energy Drink weren't that far behind. They did a 106.064. Design and Display Structurers did a 106.199. Running out the top 10, Jake, was M-Power, who did a 106.238.
So below the top 10, we've got Bill and Ben in 11th position, Charlotte's Angels in 12th, Rytec Racing 13th, from Ruthless Racing, MRT, the Manchester Racing Team, in 15th ahead of Allianz Technology, Sadcar Racing in 17th ahead of the Vikings, from Power to Weight, Racing Republic, Team Solace, Space Pirates, and Made in Lithuania. So that's your squad, that's your team, and your grid lineup. But Team Applewood fastest on a 105.077.
So qualifying has just finished here at the Daytona 24-hour race. The result was as followed. Team Applewood were on pole position in the DMAX class from Team Stephen Eagle Toyota, who we're going to go and speak to in a minute. And Young Guns Racing were third. There were less than 0.2 of a second between the top two. So in the Sign Logic awning, our Team Stephen Eagle Toyota, and out in the kart was Max O'Shaughnessy, familiar face. Richard Lacey, your team captain, of course. Good to see you. Max, that was a good qualifying for you there. You were very close to pole.
Yeah, I think we were about a 10th off pole. We were gaining in on them constantly, but they kept improving and it got quite close. We have a bit of a margin to the karts behind, which is confident.
So what's the plan for the first stint? Have you got a plan?
I'm not sure of it. I'm sure we have one, but
that's a good start. Are you going up?
No, Tom is taking the start.
That's Tom Kemping, yeah. Okay, so when will you be out?
I'm not sure actually. We'll have to find that out.
But you're doing something very interesting with this. Tell us what's going on here.
Well, they gave us so much drink for a team of 6. There's no way, we got 10 cases, there's no way we can all drink it. So I thought, well, why not? Let's just put it here. Any donations, grab a tin, and it can all go to Billy Monger.
So Billy Monger, of course, had both his lower legs amputated after his F4 crash at Donington Park. Billy Whiz is his hashtag. It's been pushed by all the F1 drivers, everyone here at Daytona, but you can buy an energy drink, and there you go. I'm going to come back and try one later. Best of luck for the race. Best of luck for the race. But we'll keep moving on because I want to go and see some of the Sodi teams in a sec. Thanks very much. So we'll go and see if we can go and find some of those. Callum, pole position, Sodi class, and by over 2 tonnes.
Yeah, I was really happy with that lap. Really, we were running quite high on fuel, so it's better when actually the kart's a bit heavier because you get to the kart seems to sit a bit better. But yeah, just got it absolutely nailed through the first sector, and then it's just about being smooth in these karts really. So yeah, I was really happy with the lap, and then just we'll see how it goes in the race really.
And first stint, I mean, how long are you going to be out there for the first stint, do you reckon?
We're looking about 2 hours 15 or so. We're going to try and stretch the fuel a bit longer than we have done previously. It's just been 2 hours previously, but we'll try and stretch it a bit more. Me and Greg are the lightest 2 drivers, and we'll be going out first and second in the stint. So yeah, we're going to try and stretch it a bit, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we won't run out of fuel, but I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine. We'll be flying. So yeah, I'm feeling confident, I think.
Okay, so welcome onto the Daytona Milton Keynes circuit. The karts are currently being gridded up. That is actually the exit of turn 1. As you can see, this is the start-finish line where 41 karts any second now are going to come down and start a 24-hour race. Now let's talk about the corner itself. Left-hander, very quick. If you look on the exit though, you can see this tarmac runoff. You can't use it because of the bump that rises up. Being on the inside definitely lends an advantage to those drivers, but there's 2 options. If you look round, Ben, you can brave it to the outside, but look at the track on the outside. Not much grip here. You can either try and brave it there, or you can sacrifice a place and try and tuck in. It's going to be very interesting. But let's go and speak to some drivers once they're in their karts. 24-hour race. What's the plan in terms of, you know, the marshals, mechanics, race officials? You guys, do you stint it, or are you going to be out there the whole time?
We're out for about a day each, so do day shifts and night shifts. I'll be finishing at about 6, and then team take over from me. And then they'll probably do the night shift, and then another team take over, probably 6 next morning.
What's the biggest challenge from your point of view?
Probably just keeping up, in the fuel bay, dealing with lots of people coming in and out the whole time, so just keeping up with people coming in, make sure bowsers are full. That's it really.
So what's your role exactly within the team?
Mainly just keeping the bowsers full, make sure bowsers don't run empty, lubing the karts, make sure the drivers go where they're meant to go. That's it.
On the parade lap, make sure you're nice and slow for us, and on the rolling lap, so the warm-up lap, up the back straight, everyone make sure they're nice and slow, please. Yeah, keep it nice and slow all the way around, and then in line with the marquee up there, the digital display screen will be full course yellow, and when it goes green, the clock starts. Okay, it's a long race, it's 24 hours, it's not all won at that second corner. Okay, give each other a bit of respect, a bit of room, and start racing after that. Okay, we want everyone to have fun, and we want it to be clean. Okay, if everyone's happy, make your way to your karts and get ready.
So interesting there, as you can said, 2 separate race starts. You've got the DMAX and the Sodis, and as Ed Brand said, watch yourself, Ben, as he said, you know, doesn't have to be one at the first corner, but that said, everyone is racing drivers, and they're all coming past me now. They'll want to get into the lead at the start of the race in their stint. They'll want to bring their team in after that first stint in the lead, but we're going to let the drivers jump in, and then we're going to speak to some of them. Happy with the result?
Yeah, I think so. I've not been here before on a DMAX, so we'll see.
Jumped into the top 10 right at the end there, so putting a good... Were you in qualifying?
Yeah.
And what's the plan for the race?
Make the end.
Outside of row 3, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think has been good. Been pushing a little bit, so let's see how it goes. I think we have a couple of good drivers which are quite leveled. Maybe not the fast out there, but quite level. We're going to try to keep it steady and see how it goes.
Good luck. Well, how does it feel at this point? Is this your first 24-hour race?
No, I've done a few. First one here, but looking forward to it. Should be good. Should be clean. Everyone seems quite competitive, so should be a good race.
Best of luck. So Clive Empson Auctioneers 5th on the grid. Let's keep walking down, and I'm going to pick on a few people. Ed is giving a few instructions, so we're going to come around this way so we're not in the way, and see if we can catch one more driver, because they're about to set off for 24 hours very, very shortly. So let's move to the Sodis. We spoke to Callum there. Thumbs up. Let's speak to the team directly behind him, KDS Racing. So KDS Racing inside of row 2 for the Sodis. Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. Andrew done really well putting it in the qualifying position we've done. Quite pleased where he's got it.
So now you've jumped in the car, you know, what's the start going to be like?
Probably carnage, we'll see. It should be okay, I'd have thought. Just hopefully just manage to pull away and stay out of trouble.
Best of luck. What kind of emotions is going through your mind at the moment now? Start of 24 hours.
Very nervous now, just trying to keep it clean and tidy for the first 10 minutes or so. Settle in, no mistakes.
Best of luck. Right, so you can see the DMAXs are fired up. We're going to walk towards the back of the grid now. We'll see if we can speak to Going, Gone. In fact, no, that's it. I'm being told that they are going. So you can see the Sodi teams will now be moved. So DMAX teams already off. Sodi teams now make their way. There's Ed Brand, race director, in the middle, and he'll set them off in a sec. 24 hours is about to get underway.
Here we come, ladies and gentlemen. Applewood, Stephen Eagle Toyota, Young Guns, Titan, Clive Empson Auctioneers, Aldi Sport Team Yoast, Off-Piste, Bulldog Power Energy and Design and Display Structures. We're rounding the final turn. And ladies and gentlemen, we are racing in the Daytona 24 Hours. We are off and away. It's an amazing start at the front of the field, and already it's a great getaway from Applewood as they launch straight into the lead. The Daytona 24 Hours is off and away for the DMAX karts. The Sodi karts are literally just a couple of 100 meters behind them. So over to the start of the Sodis for Chris McCarthy.
Yep, Sodi's just rounding the last corner then on pole position. Team Want to Race. They head up to start 24 hours of racing. Now across the start finish line, and Team Want to Race have taken the whole shot through turn 1. The team on 3rd place just getting delayed there, and it's allowed Team Want to Race to stretch their lead up front. Callum Cripps looks over and sees he has a bit of a gap.
It's time to rock and roll then. We are already underway as the leaders in the DMAX class surge their way into the final couple of hairpins of the first lap of racing, and we are immediately off on a charge as Applewood is being hassled in the early stages as they come through at the end of the first lap. Chris Hackworth at the wheel, absolutely determined, pushing hard as he goes through turn 1 with Stephen Eagle Toyota on his tail. Titan Motorsport up to 3rd already. Young Guns Racing in 4th from Aldi Sport Team Yoast, Clive Empson Auctioneers, Off-Piste, Design and Display Structures, Charlotte's Angels up to 9th, and Empower now into 10th. And in the Sodis, it's looking very close.
Yeah, it is. The top 4 all going away. I did say Clive Empson Auctioneers originally, but they're of course in the DMAX class. So we got 4 for the lead, and then 2 just behind. Team Want to Race leading the way from Tyler's Tortoise, and then it's KDS Racing and Fake Taxi. So they are the top 4 leading away at the moment. They're split by they're less than a second, and then it's the Rugby Kart Club team from the 8 Wise Men.
Yeah, so 2 teams there moving up, 1 to 3rd and 1 to 5th.
Oh, yes. Charlotte's Angels have just gone past. I think that's Design and Display Structures.
I think that is, yes.
They were 7/10 behind. Charlotte was 7/10 behind.
Yeah, Charlotte Manson's having a great run. I tell you what, Applewood out in front, doing a cracking job as well.
Already into some traffic, aren't they? But Young Guns Racing look particularly quick.
Oh my goodness, 4 wide into turn 5. That's really close racing already.
Oh, and Young Guns Racing are in amongst that as well. I think they've taken 3rd in all of that, maybe.
I've not seen 4 wide into turn 5 before. That really is brave. So the drivers continue to fight their way around the circuit. No problems at all in terms of their battles. It's very close as the Team Applewood kart closes in around turns 7 and 8 up towards the hairpin on the 2 leading karts in the Sodi class to lap them for the first time. On the 11th minute we're now as we go into the 12th minute of this 24-hour race, and Team Applewood is about to put the first lap on the Sodi karts as those two, Team Want to Race and Tyler's Tortoise, continue to battle away for the lead, by the way, and he just swarms past. That's good work from the Sodi karts to get out of his way.
And a challenge for the lead there in the Sodi
chance
class.
for Tyler's Tortoise, going to go
Side
deep
by
on the
side.
outside line. No, you don't. Callum Cripps shuts the door beautifully there. We were being nice. We were letting the DMAX leader through. Don't you dare take advantage of my charity. Absolutely brilliant move there from Callum Cripps to hold on to it. And the battle in the Sodi class continues. But that just shows you, doesn't it, the difference between these two karts in terms of speed. 105s from the leaders in the DMAX, 110s from the lead in the Sodi. So there's about 5 seconds a lap difference, which is quite incredible. This magnificent battle still going on for 8th position between Design and Display Structures and Charlotte's Angels as they go down towards turn 6. The fast-flowing right-hander back up the crest, and Charlotte Manton still trying to find a way through and move up the position as they go out of turn 7, down the hill. This is the Eau Rouge style section of the course, and we've got yellows again very briefly at turn 4, but it's all cleared pretty quickly, so just a quick slip up there by the look of it. Good little scrap between these two karts. Is there going to be another attempt made for 10th position? They're going to wait for the Hungarian kart to hold up. The kart's in front, and
he's
up
on the
curbs. That was very good moving there for the Ruthless Racing kart to get up through the inside. That was the Rytec Racing kart decided to go left of the Hungarian Sodi kart, and on the grass, all 4 wheels left the track, and he somehow kept the thing in a straight line.
Charlotte Manton all over the back of Design and Display Structures here.
Here we go again. I think she's got a good run off the turn. I think she might make it into turn 1 on the inside.
Side by side.
Oh, and up on the curves goes the Design and Display Structures kart. So Manton is through in the Charlotte's Angels kart.
Now that's 30 minutes. That's pretty soon for a pit stop.
But it looks like it's a scheduled one because they're going to swap drivers here. So that's
and
the
they're
first.
Going to fuel.
Yeah, they're going to refuel. So that's the first scheduled pit stop of the Daytona 24 Hours this year. Is the Allianz Technology kart number 108. So they make the first pit stop, and it does look like it's scheduled because there's a driver change.
We've got to change for lead.
We have, yes, Callum Cripps is going to have to hang on here. Just manages to hang on there in front of the Tyler's Tortoise kart. So Callum Cripps is trying to hang on there as they go up towards turn 4. He's going to try and use the traffic to his advantage, allow Callum Cripps to get held up and see if he can make the run. It's a good opportunity. Callum Cripps dives up the inside of one of the slower
this
karts.
Could backfire.
It is going to backfire. He's got a chance on the inside. No, he doesn't. Callum Cripps sweeps across and holds him up. Now, as they come back up and over the hill and back into our view, who is going to be leading? He's through. He's got the position. So we've got a new leader in the Sodi class, but Callum Cripps is straight back up the inside, takes the place back again. Brilliant racing between these two. Oh, that's a banzai. One of the Sodis tries to get up the inside line there.
That was a back marker, I believe. Audi Sport Yost is under some serious pressure here from Off-Piste and Clive Empson Auctioneers. This is a 3-way battle here for 5th place as they come across the line. The number 1, 2, 3 leading the number 101 and 118 through turn 2. Now 3 up towards the left-hand hairpin. How did Audi Sport Team Yost get caught so quickly? That's
all
NUNO
the traffic.
COSTA in that.
It's all the traffic. And look, Clive Empson Auctioneers starting to have a think about making the move on off-piste. They need to get on with this quickly, but this is a 3-way scrap for 5th position as they go down the short stretch, into turn 6, sweep down the drop, back up the other side. Again.
Contact. That's Clive Empson Auctioneers going through the 5th. Down the start-finish straight across the start-finish line. Yes, that is them.
Wiseman's got a chance up the inside. He's going to go for it into turn 2. No, he doesn't quite get there.
And Chris Hackworth's coming into all this as well for Team Applewood.
Well, as a result of being held up, Hackworth's lost about 1.5 seconds now. The gap is down to 5.2 seconds. He did a 106.9 on that last lap. Hackworth's got to be careful where he makes the move. There's another DMAX driver in there trying to sort himself out, and that's separated them a little bit. Yeah.
Let's watch pit lane now.
So this is the first leader of either class effectively making a pit stop. So they've decided enough of this. We're going to lose time, so we may as well try and jump them in the pit stops.
New weighbridge installed, but they don't go onto that. The Sodis don't have to. The DMAX karts do. I'm not too sure, actually.
Oh, you're not sure on that one?
I'm not too sure, actually. Now there's a bit of confusion here.
So the reason is because he's got a driver change, and he's like, who's replacing me? And then he suddenly looked to his right. Oh, there's my man. There's my man. They couldn't figure out who it was. He couldn't figure out, having been in the car for an hour, who it is that's taking over the kart. Are we at full course yellow? I think we're at full course yellow at the moment, actually. Yes, full course yellow. Not sure what the accident is on the circuit that's brought us under full course yellows, but we are parading around the circuit in formation. Now this is potentially brilliant for Stephen Eagle Toyota. This could work really well in their favour, especially if the pit stop comes out at the right time for them. Titan Motorsport Racing are in, so too are Young Guns Racing, but no pit stop yet for Applewood. This could potentially be a big problem as into the pits they come. Into the pits they come, so this is the leaders, 105. Team Applewood are in the pits. Now, as a result of all of that, into the lead of the Daytona 24 Hours will go Charlotte's Angels. They will take the lead of this race unless they come into the pits as well. So many teams now queuing up. See, this has gone terribly wrong for the leaders, Applewood. They've left the timing at the wrong moment because under full course yellows, everyone's queued up in the pits. We're racing again. We're under green, and this is going to be the lead of the race for Stephen Eagle Toyota. They're going to take the lead here, surely, because there's a queue of karts now waiting to be serviced. This is going to be a real headache for Applewood, Chris. This could really work out well for Charlotte's Angels. They could rejoin well in the top six. They're in the pits. So here we go. The race leaders are now in pit lane. If she has, oh, we've got a stoppage. That's why we've got a stoppage on track. Red flags. Now there's a car being wheeled in at the final turn. There is a car being wheeled into pit road at the final turn. So no driver is in it. I think it might be the Made in Lithuania kart.
I think so.
Let's double check. It's the 106.
Yep, Made in Lithuania.
That's the Made in Lithuania kart.
Oh, yes, now a close battle for second as Bobby Trunley on the back of off-piste as they go up towards turn number 4. And Team Applewood, this is the 101 and 105 through turn 4. Now down the hill through turn 5, they're side by side. Bobby Trunley trying to get second place back for Team Applewood. He's trying to switch back. And he's going to be side by side going up towards turn 6. Bobby Trunley trying to make the place off piste, don't want to give it up. They head through turn 6 and he's through. Okay, so we're over 2 hours into the race here at the Daytona 24-hour. Team Stephen Eagle Toyota are currently leading the way, but we're going to go and speak to some teams because we have had quite a dramatic 2 hours. There's been some significant penalties which have really changed the race, not just in the DMAX class, but in the Sodi class as well. So the first team I want to go and speak to is Team Applewood. We've already spoke to them today, but they have had 1 or 2 penalties today, which has really affected their race.
There was a Sodi on the inside, and Bob overtook as the yellow flag came out, I think, or was going off. So, you know, obviously the Sodi karts are slower. So, I don't know. But there you go, one of those things.
Well, in total, they probably lost around a minute and a half, I'd say, maybe even 2 minutes as a result. So they were leading. Where are the guys now?
They're running in second at the moment, but provisionally third, I think it will be. Obviously, they're just going to come in shortly for another fuel stop and a driver change. So we'll see how they get on.
And tell us about the point where you accidentally, I guess, came in under a red flag. And you were stopped in the pit lane, weren't you?
Oh yeah, that was fine. Yeah, I came in and then I got on the weighing scales and I thought I was underweight because there was a big like hoo-ha about it, but it was absolutely fine and they just said, oh, you need to wait there. But actually it didn't really make much of a difference because they were stopped on there and I was stopped in there, so it was fine.
Really, we're going to have to try and capitalise and try and make sure that we stay on the track, don't do anything silly, don't get any black flags for overtaking under yellows or stuff like that, and literally just keep out of trouble as best we can, at least, because we're getting time by just keeping on the track. So I think at one stage we were second, and that was just because we timed the pits right and we kept our noses clean. So as long as we keep on doing that, we'll be okay.
Full course yellow, that's what we're under at the moment. So clearly there's some damage at the far side of the circuit.
Do you dive in the pits now?
Yes.
Tomek Zaustovic.
Right, Bobby Trunley is trying to figure out who's pitting in or not yet, and there seems to be some frantic activity down at that squad. Now, is Tomek Zaustovic coming into the pits, or is he not?
Just trying to pick out
full course yellow.
Look, is it a?
Oh, it is the Applewood. It's the Applewood. It's Tomek Zaustovic. He's out of fuel. I don't believe it. Tomek Zaustovic has not done, I don't believe he's done it again. Well, this is the second team that has led the race in a particular part of the race.
And Tomek won't like me saying this.
Oh, no.
Tomek won't like me saying this, but he did this last year.
He did.
He ran out of fuel last year.
Oh, Tomek, really? But the thing is, it's such a narrow margin to get this to work. but there's literally a lap or so within it, and it's such a big judgment call. They were leading by 25 seconds, and now Titan Motorsport have taken the lead. Chris is going down there with the TV cameras to figure out what happens now that the kart is out of fuel.
So if you wouldn't mind, I'll keep my helmet on, alright?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're here with Team Applewood, and more problems. Tomek, looks like you just ran out of fuel there. You just misjudged your pit stop a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, we've been doing some calculations, and I've done around 70 laps, and we've done 76 before, so I don't know what happened, but after the maintenance stop, the car was just more thirsty for some reason, and we should have been able to stay for at least 5 to 6 more laps, but we just ran out of fuel, which is bizarre, but that's the way it is.
Not sure what we've lost in that. It probably isn't too much, perhaps a lap or so, or 2 laps. We've not had the greatest luck so far, and we've just got to keep on with it. And we've got the pace, so, you know, it's just another case of fighting back again, which is what we've been doing in the race.
Yeah, of course, Applewood already, you had a 30-second penalty with Bobby for overtaking under yellow. You had problems earlier as well with a battery or something like that, I think it was. You got held up in pit lane. So, you know, but through the night, a could be chance you could still catch up. What's your, you know, reassessing as team captain? What are you going for now? Are you going to be changing your strategy at all?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, Chris and Bobby are the fastest 2 out there, so maybe we run both of them together and double stints, and, you know, it's not unreasonable to think that they can catch that up.
Thanks for speaking to us. Right. Cheers, Alex. Good luck. So that's Team Applewood. We're approaching about quarter race distance now, and Applewood for the 2nd time this race in big trouble. They've got a lot of work to do. You're controlling maintenance stops, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So every maintenance stop has to be 5 minutes long, so it's fair for everybody. So I'm chief in charge of timing.
And what happens in the maintenance stop? Start with DMAX first. DMAX that side, Sodi that side. What happens?
Yeah, so with the DMAXs, they'll be changing brake pads, just making sure that the throttle cables are all okay, brake pads, tyres, everything like that. So basically they're just making sure all the major components are fine, and there's no issues that we're not going to send a car out that's not safe to be driving.
And what about Sodis?
Pretty much the same thing. Obviously the brake pads last longer, but they'll be changing the oil, everything like that, making sure the oil's okay. Exactly the same thing, but there are different things for each car.
And how many stops will they do? How many times will these guys have to do these changes throughout the 24 hours?
4, possibly 5.
So that's 4 in each car, and we've got 41 karts, so quite a lot basically.
It's a long time.
Over 200 stops.
Yeah, it's a long time. Well, I've been stood here for 2 hours and they haven't finished yet, so I want them to hurry up.
Thanks for speaking to us. Okay, so we're in maintenance where all the pit stops happen. So as you can see over there, Richard Brunning and his team are at the DMAX karts, and then on this side we have the Sodi karts. Both pit stops, as we just spoke to Ed Brand, have to be 5 minutes. If they're finished sooner, then they'll wait in pit lane with Ed Brand timing them, and then they'll be released after 5 minutes. So basically we're going to stand in here and actually watch a pit stop, because generally it's very impressive considering how, you know, little people they have, 3 on each car, and how much they do. It's very, very impressive. So we're going to watch the next stop and see how it goes. Right, here we go. We've got a DMAX coming in. I'm going to time it from now. So I've got my timer on. I'm going to see how long this takes, right? Car in. Right, they're going to put it on the stand. Richard Brunning there. Right, there we go. Car up. Stand will go underneath. Lock the car onto that. And there we go. So we've got the car on now. So as Ed said, they're going to be checking stuff like brake pads, general wear and tear really. They're going to, you know, put some... look at the chain there, make sure that's okay. They're going to look at tyres. So tyres are going to come off. Let's see. So I think they're just going to lift the NAS panel up there. Exhausts are going to be taking that off. So off come the tyres as well. So lots of work going on, as you can see. Guys know exactly what they're doing. They don't even need to communicate with each other. They're all in sync already. They know exactly what's going on. I think that this is their first stop, but this, I think, is now their 20th stop, which is crazy, really. And they're going to be doing this the whole race. So exhaust is now back on. 3 minutes and 15 seconds now gone. Right, this one looks ready to go. That's 1 minute and 40 seconds early. So they're going to have to hold the driver out there now for 1 minute and 35 seconds. Car off. That's the proof. 3 minutes and 30 seconds is on the floor. Amazing stuff. It will now be held out there for a minute and a half. The driver's going to be off with the car all ready to go. Audi Sport Team Joost, cart's just gone back out. How's the race gone so far? Because you had an absolute disaster. You were in the fight for 5th place, but then what happened next? Remind us.
Yeah, so I don't know. I actually was talking with Dad. We don't know. We were underweight for 3 kilos. I normally race DMAX here with 1 block. We were 3 blocks in, and we were still underweight. That's it. We spent 10 minutes here, and now we are recovering. So trying to have some fun, enjoying it, and well. Other than that, has been good. The pace is good. We are not, as I said at the beginning, we are not probably the quickest guys out there, but we are very consistent, I believe. So we'll try to get back and see how it goes.
So what's the aim from here now? What's the aim going to be?
Yeah, well, we were trying to be in the top 5. Now we're going to try to be on the top 10. But I still have a small rest of hope that we can be on. I think we have a good pace for the top 6. But it depends if something happens to the other teams. So I don't want anything to happen to the other teams, but it would be nice to level it up.
Best of luck. Well, where's
the Hollywood and Trundley battle? Right, Hollywood is
he's not that far ahead, is he? 3 seconds.
2.5, I reckon. 2.5 seconds.
2.5, you think?
I think.
Let's
Trundley makes a very decisive move on the Sodi kart in front. I reckon it's about 2.7. So off-piste comes through.
2.6. That's a good guess, Jake.
Thank you.
Take a bow.
Thank you. That's a beer for me later.
Right, Lacey into the pits then.
So Richard Lacey comes into the pits for Team Stephen Eagle Toyota, and Tom Kemping will take over. Frustrating race this is turning into, but fair play to the Stephen Eagle Toyota team. They have made up 2 laps over the course of the last hour and a half. That is phenomenal. They were 13 laps down at one point. They are now only 11 laps down, which is pretty sensational going. Stephen Eagle Toyota have nothing to lose because they've already lost the time. Meanwhile, Trundley is well and truly on this.
Penultimate corner.
Yeah, it's
Lee Hollywood being really delayed here. I think that might even be down to around a second, that gap. Let's see, this is my turn to guess. 1 second, I reckon.
Okay, he's going for 1 second. I think you're going to be right.
Across
the line. Boom, it's less than that.
Oh, wow, 6/10.
6/10 of a second. There's nothing in it now, roughly.
Amazing.
Trundley's got one more car to overtake, which he's going to do into turn 4. Boom, up the inside. Thank you. And the next kart on the road is Lee Hollywood.
If he were to reflect his lap time last time round, he'll be with him by the end of this lap. That's how quick he's going.
Be very close indeed.
Here
goes Bobby Trundley.
He's up the inside.
And he's got a Sodi car to deal with. He's got them both in one move. Absolutely astonishing. Just when you think you've seen the best from Bobby Trundley, boom, he shows you what he's really made of.
So we're over 7 hours into the 24-hour race now. It's just coming up to 8:15. So at this time, drivers would have had maybe 1, maybe even 2 stints. It's starting to get a little bit more chilly, and some drivers will now be starting to think about eating and also maybe even sleeping as well. So we're in the car park, and we've got some tents over here, but for some drivers they've bought some camper vans, some motorhomes. So we're going to actually go and have a look at some of them. Well, Ben, you come in and take a look. I'm going to come around this side. You can have a look down there. So who's in the camper? Are you going to be sharing it at all, or?
Yeah, so I arrived this morning, but these guys here, there was 5 of them in here last night, and we're going to take it in shifts. We've been doing it's our 3rd year now, and after the first year sleeping in cars and getting really cold and really bad sleep with the trains, we decided to get a camper. Well worth the money, good spend.
Yeah, so you just hired it for the weekend?
Just hired it for the weekend. We do it every year now, and it's fantastic. Bit of luxury, far better than sleeping in a cold truck.
I bet that makes a little bit of a difference on track, feeling a bit more refreshed.
Yeah, it just allows you to be slightly more concentrating, and we've got some comms as well this year as well, and that's really helping us, just so we can talk through. We're racing a Sodi this year, and the DMAXs are quick, and just being able to get out their way and just give them a little bit of space and know they're there really helps us as well.
I'll leave you guys to eat. Smells very nice. Obviously, yeah, look at that, Ben. That is going to be good for a driver at 2-3 in the morning. Thanks for speaking to us, guys. The busiest car park you'll see in terms of a 24 hour, when it comes to 24 hours, compared to our DMAX events. Just so much more busier. Great atmosphere around. I can imagine we're going to be back actually later on about midnight, 12:30, and it'd be interesting to come and see the atmosphere then as well. So lots of campers, as we said, some converted vans. We've got people doing it in cars. We've got some people doing it in tents. We're going to try and go and see someone in the tent, giving it the festival vibe there. I remember when I did that at a festival. Didn't want to do it again. Now let's go and speak to these guys here. James HASSALL should be in here. James, good to see you again. Been a long time. So talk us through your setup for tonight then.
Very quick sort of camp bed really. Originally a van, kitted out, nice double bed, bit of a fridge, microwave, keep you going for the night, wouldn't it?
So everyone's going to be sort of shifting it to come and sleep in here?
Yeah, so there's only 3 of us here tonight, so we're going to be double stinting, so we're going to be trying to get a few hours kip at least. But yeah, it's going to be difficult for us tonight.
You look like a team that have done many a 24-hour.
No, this is our virgin 24-hour, yeah. So, but we've come prepared, I think. Yeah.
I mean, did you look stuff up, or did you?
Not at all. Literally, just blagged it. But I think we're doing all right so far. Yeah.
You've been to a festival before?
Yeah, I feel you say. Yeah, this is the setup.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So you got stove.
Got a little stove here. Yeah, we've got a little cool box. Got some snacks and whatnot. Yeah.
How are we doing food then? You just.
It's not exactly a healthy diet that we're on, but it's keeping us going.
We are just shy of 8 hours into this 24-hour race, and it's a very good one. Titan Motorsport leading by just over 40 seconds at the moment from off-piste, but they off-piste are being caught quite quickly from Young Guns Racing. The team to watch though is the team in 4th, Team Applewood. Hit problems early on, but they're starting to recover very quick. Bobby Trunley just put in one heck of a stint to put them back in the running. In terms of the Sodi teams, not much to report really. Team Want to Race are fairly comfortable in the lead from KDS Racing, who are also comfortable in 2nd place from Fake Taxi. But we're going to come back at around 12:30, 1 in the morning to check in with those battles and see if anything's changed. So back here then at the 24-hour race here at Daytona, Milton Keynes. It is now just come up to midnight, so we're 11 hours into the race. And since we left it a few hours ago, not a terrible amount has actually changed. Looking at the DMAX order, it's pretty similar. Titan Motorsport lead by 2 or 3 laps over off-piste, and then it's Young Guns Racing in 3rd place. Team Applewood, now I was expecting them to actually move maybe into a potential podium spot. They haven't done that as of yet. In fact, they haven't really made too many inroads, so Team Applewood still currently in 4th. In the Sodi though, there has been a change. There's been a change of lead. Team Want to Race are now 2nd. KDS Racing now lead the race with Fake Taxi in 3rd. That may be down to some of the pit stops. You can see some of the drivers there just having a chat. That might be what it's down to, but at the moment, at just gone midnight, KDS Racing lead the way. Looking around though, Ben, like the atmosphere, a lot quieter. A lot of people, you can imagine, have gone off to bed to try and get some sleep. Drivers coming into the karts, not as much energy, and you can really see why. It is midnight, so it is a lot more quieter around the track at the moment. The next update we're going to bring you is going to be at 8 in the morning, so 8 hours between this and our next update, and potentially a lot could change.